All right, we're going to show the Common Core approach of how we multiply two fractions using an area model. Now, Common Core gets a really bad rap, but I have to say, this is pretty stinking cool. I am definitely tempted to show this in my arithmetic courses at the college level, which I know sounds funny, but there you go. Okay, so how it basically works is that you start with a one rectangle, kind of a short, squatty, fat one, almost square-like. And you either are going to start with 1/2 or 1/4. You can do either way. I have to say, in the Common Core books that I was seeing, they start actually with the second fraction. So what that means is that I'm going to cut this into 4 skinny slices, and I'm going to shade 1 out of the 4. So this is representing 1/4. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we want to figure out what 1/2 of 1/4 is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our pen and we're going to cut horizontally so now that we have this in halves. So we have it in one chunk and a second chunk. All right. So what I'm interested in is 1 out of these 2 shaded squares. So 1 out of the 2 shaded squares is right here. So my answer is this 1 square, which is double shaded blue and red. And what the size of that is 1 shaded out of a total of 8 squares. So 1/2 times 1/4 using an area model is 1/8. All right, let me show you a second example. So if I try it again, and let's say now I have, 1/4 times 2/3. Sure. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with my squatty rectangle square-like shape. And again, I'm going to start with this one. So I'm going to cut it into 3 vertical pieces. I'm going to shade 2 out of the 3. Okay, now I'm going to take this shape and I'm going to cut it into 4 horizontal pieces. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I want 1 out of those. So I have my 4 and I want 1 out of them. Well, what's going to end up happening is I'm not just going to get this square that's shaded, but this one as well, because this will be 1/4 out of the 2/3. So here's my 2/3, and I want 1/4 out of that section. So if you look at this, I'm going to have 2 sections, which are both blue and red, and that's 2 out of total of, 12? So 2 out of 12. Now, I know that typically we reduce fractions, but for this area model, we leave them just as they are. So don't mess with writing it in lowest terms. It's perfect just as it is.